I have some good news when it comes to Cardano. And what is that? Not too long ago, it was stated that when it comes to Charles Hoskinson, aka the founder of Cardano, he said that Cardano would become a larger network than Ethereum in 10 years and surpass Bitcoin in 20 years. Now, some people may be thinking, okay, why is this good news? It's just a creator of a project glazing their own creation in a sense. But I think that's actually not true, because I think there is more to this. What I do believe is that this does tell two things, because first of all, it showcases how there is some truth to this, because I do believe that something like Cardano is a lot better than Ethereum, and in a sense could be argued better than Bitcoin. Now, this may trigger some people, but here's the thing. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. But second of all, why I find this amazing is because you take a look at, for instance, right? It's important for the creator of a project to believe in it, because if the creator doesn't believe in its own creation, then where's the future? It's like, for instance, if someone doesn't believe in themselves, how do they expect other people to believe in them? That's just the way I view it, right? But even besides that point, you got to take a look at this. For instance, the founder of Dogecoin, or the creator, I should say, around 2015, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he sold all of his Dogecoin for a Honda. Now, granted, he was laid off, so he probably had to sell it, but still, after that moment, he had years to basically acquire a lot of Dogecoin. I don't know if he did that, but if he did, we would probably hear about it. So who knows when it comes to that, right? Before Dogecoin pumped in 2021, again, did he really believe in its own creation? Who knows? So when you take a look at Charles Hoskinson, it's not like he dipped and then was like, oh yeah, I don't really believe in it, and then he's wishy-washy. No. Hoskinson, again, Charles, he believes in his creation. And think about this, right? There is a reason why he probably left Ethereum, because again, he is the co-founder of Ethereum, believe it or not. And again, there's a reason why he probably left for Cardano, because I think Cardano is just a lot better. And now again, I do want to harp back again to the fact that Charles Hoskinson stated that Cardano can surpass, Ethereum in 10 years and Bitcoin in 20 years. Now, why do I want to talk about this? It's because, again, like I mentioned earlier on the video, I think there's some truth to this, because you take a look at, for instance, Ethereum. Yes, it's massive. There are many Ethereum layer 2s out there that quite essentially supports Ethereum and removes all of its drawbacks. I totally understand that. But even despite that, Ethereum at its core, I don't think is so great even despite the Ethereum layer 2s, because sky-high gas fees, and it's arguably not even scalable. That's complete trash. For instance, right, if let's say someone wants to send their neighbor's girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma some ETH to buy a, caca scooper, let's say like a Broadwurst extender, who knows? Let's say they want to do that. Could you imagine the gas fees they're going to have to pay? I mean, caralho. Boha, the gas fees are going to be completely crazy. So, of course, that's a no bueno in my opinion. So, of course, what's better? Something like Cardano. It doesn't have sky-high gas fees. That's the way I take a look at it. Sending ADA is so efficient, it's so fast. Again, the fees are not completely crazy, and I really like that. So I do get that aspect. Again, potentially surpassing Ethereum in 10 years. Why not? The way you take a look at it is that Ethereum, it's very antiquated. It's pretty much a dinosaur. What's good 10 years ago may not be great 10 years moving forward. That's the way you take a look at it. Nokia was good back in the day. Is it good right now? I would say absolutely not. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, who would ever say, at least this is just a hypothetical scenario, yeah, I'm going to buy a new Nokia instead of an iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's like, what? I wouldn't do that. I mean, come on. But yeah, besides that point, Ethereum, it's like Blockbuster. Was Blockbuster good back in its day? Yeah. Where is it right now? You know what I mean? Pretty much off into the abyss. Netflix, it's popping off. Netflix back then was kind of considered like the caca thing, But as of right now, it's a lot better than Blockbuster, of course. And I think you get what I mean here. Ethereum, it just feels like Blockbuster. It feels like Nokia. Cardano feels like Netflix. It feels like an iPhone. It's just a different breed. So in the next 10 years, I don't see why not, especially once the sentiment changes, once we go through multiple cycles and people start understanding that, hey, something like Ethereum is kind of caca. We could see that shift. However, only time will tell. This is just a hypothetical prediction, but it could happen. We just never know. Especially, again, once a lot of people realize, and also, most importantly, enterprises start understanding just the benefits of how amazing Cardano is and just how much better it is than something like Ethereum. Now, I do want to talk about the Bitcoin aspect. Again, Charles saying that it can surpass Bitcoin in 20 years. Now, I don't think it can do that, but in my opinion, Charles does have the right mindset when it comes to this, because surpassing, I don't think so, but having, let's say, better adoption, I think maybe, because you take a look at, for instance, right? If you take a look at Bitcoin, it's primarily just a store of value. It's not all that dynamic, in my opinion. Yeah, sure, the supply is rare, but I could argue that anything is rare. You know what I mean? I can say that, oh yeah, these Nike shoes are rare. Let's say they produce like a 10 million. I could say that, oh yeah, 10 million is rare. That's very subjective because there's many projects out there that have a supply that is way less than Bitcoin. You take a look at Quant, for instance, So is that rare? Some people may say no. So when it comes to Bitcoin, it's very subjective. I get it. The max supply is 21 million, but still, it's very subjective when it comes to that. Now, there are some Bitcoin layer 2s out there that could potentially give Bitcoin some new use cases. But again, Bitcoin in and of itself just feels a little bit, antiquated in a sense. So when it comes to Charles, I get his mindset. I like it. I may not necessarily agree 100% with it because I don't think it's going to surpass Bitcoin. But in terms of adoption, I could see it being a lot better in the next 20 years. When it comes to Ethereum, again, I could see it beating it in 10 years, maybe, because I just don't see why not. Cardano is very amazing. So I would say I agree like 98% when it comes to this statement. You know what I mean? It's good enough. That's like an A+. So yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, besides that point, again, generally speaking. However, yeah, besides that point, you take a look at, Charles also stated that most governments will be working on their own infrastructure in the coming decade. And I do believe this because you take a look at, again, things are just heading in the right direction. Not to mention, I think Cardano could very well play a large part in certain countries, maybe, because you take a look at not too long ago, the first legally enforceable Cardano smart contract was signed in Argentina. So that's massive. Argentina is a very amazing country. Now, has inflation been kind of bad? Historically speaking, I would argue yes, but it's heading in the right direction, in my opinion. And Argentina, it's absolutely amazing. The people are fantastic. Every Argentinian person I know has been absolutely amazing. Also, on top of that, the food when it comes to Argentina is fantastic. So, Argentina has good vibes, in my opinion. Not to mention, you take a look at, not too long ago, Cardano unlocked over $1 trillion, Bitcoin liquidity with Bitcoin OS bridge integration. So that's massive right there. Now, some people may be saying, okay, this kind of relying on Bitcoin, though. I get it. But again, people sometimes don't think about 10, 20 years from right now. So I think it could be different. But yeah, it's still bullish news for the current time nonetheless. Not to mention, there's thousands upon thousands of projects building and thriving on Cardano as we speak. So that's amazing. Cardano, again, a very amazing layer 1 blockchain, very fast, very secure, very scalable, pretty much ticks all the boxes. I think it's heading in a positive direction. And ADA at the price of $10 during this bull run, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. First of all, considering current circulating supply, market cap would be around $350 billion. That's still over $200 billion less than Ethereum's all-time high market cap. And we already know about my feelings towards Ethereum. So I don't see why I won't achieve that during this bull run. Not to mention, you take a look at, it's around a 22x from here. Is it the best hypothetical upside? Absolutely not. But I don't mind because anything over 10x is amazing for me. Especially you take a look at the bullish factors during this bull run. There's currently over 500 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. This is more than ever before in history, and pretty much double the amount that we saw during the peak of the 2021 bull run. Is this bull run going to be bad? No, I don't think so. Around 6 months to a year from right now, things could be a totally different story, which is why I'm not giving up. I'm staying patient. I'm continuing to dollar cost average. I'm continuing to accumulate, hold, and I just wait because Cardano continues to surprise me. I mean, it's a very amazing project. It's doing amazing things, and I think better days are ahead. And again, ADA at the price of $10 during this bull run, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever because I think this bull run could be that amazing, and I think Cardano is that fantastic, and I think it's arguably one of the best layer 1 blockchains of all time. It's like the Tom Brady of blockchains. That's the way to take a look at it. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.